Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to our playthrough of Soul Silver. Last week we got through Bugsy's gym, and, well, here comes our rival trainer. I guess I should have expected that. So, here, I guess we start the episode off with a battle that I was not expecting or anticipating. And this will be interesting because I don't think that I'm doing too well. Do I have someone that's poisoned in my team? Is that what that is? What do I have? Oh, paralyzed. That's what it is. Cool. Well, Paula's not going to cut it here. So let's pivot into Timmy. Because I think Timmy has Bite. He may have learned Bite. If he does know Bite, that's going to be really good because Ghastly is weak to that. We're afflicted by the curse, and we do have Bite, so we're going to go ahead and Bite here. That's going to be a lick that does meaningless damage, but it does land a Paralyze on us. We end up getting the Bite off anyway. That's good. So Ghastly is down, and now we're going to take more damage from this curse, I think. Paula, nice. Up to level 8. Not to level 9, though. But Timmy does go up to level 15. That's not bad at all. And Scary Face, I don't think that I want Scary Face. It doesn't really do a whole lot of beneficial stuff. Yes, give up on learning Scary Face. And then here comes more of that curse damage. Now, I don't know if curse is alleviated by switching out, but we're definitely going to because I don't want to deal with that Bayleaf because we're weak to it. So let's pivot over to Nancy, I think. Now, Nancy doesn't have anything super effective against the Bayleaf, but it's better than our alternative options here. So here comes the Razor Leaf. It shouldn't do a whole lot, and it wasn't a crit, so that's good too. Let's go ahead and get the Thunder Wave off on Bayleaf, and we've been poisoned, so we're going to trade some status effects here. My poison to their paralysis, which I'll take because now I'll have priority throughout the remainder of the fight, and with the possibility of not allowing any action from my opponent. So now let's go for our Thunder Shock, which should deal little to nothing, apparently. And that's a Reflect, which is also not going to do any favors for us. Okay, so let's just try Tackle and see what that does, because it should do a little more. Wow. This is a lot more than I was anticipating. And Synthesis is going to keep it healed up. And I don't know. It probably has Overgrow as its ability. So I don't think that I need to worry about this paralysis wearing off. And man, that is just not good for us in terms of the damage that we're dealing to that. Now, I'm fine with Nancy going down because I don't think that I need them for anything in particular. Let's go ahead and shift Alice in here. Just because we should be able to get something in here. I can't sleep it, so there's no need for me to go for that. But let's go ahead and try a lick. We're going to get hit by the Razor Leaf, and it's probably not even going to allow us to attack in since we're so much lower. This is not particularly great, especially since two of my team members are weak to this Bayleaf. So let's go ahead and shift in Paula. Knowing full well that the first move that gets landed on us is not going to do well. But we know Extra Sensory for some reason. Let's go ahead and use that. I don't recall exactly what that does. Not enough, or hardly anything, and it's probably partially due to the fact that we are such a low level in comparison to our opponent. Let's go with a Metronome. Let's see what we land on, see what ends up happening. We've got Fling, and we weren't holding anything, so that's kind of useless, unfortunately. Well, this is just not going great at all, especially because now I'm going into some Pokemon that don't know anything, really. We're going to bring in Edna, and we're going to Magnitude, because Magnitude is going to give us the best chance, I think, of taking this thing out. In Magnitude 8, that's pretty good. paralyzed. That's better. Let's see if we can get a stronger strength magnitude. 8 again. That's not bad. It's probably the most meaningful damage we're going to end up dealing. And it's paralyzed yet again. Now, if I can get a magnitude 9 or 10, such as that, then this may just turn around in our behalf, or in our favor, I should say, which is really good because I was not thinking I was going to walk away from that. And now we've got a Zubat, so Edna's going to clean things up very easily, very nicely for it. So let's get a Rock Throw in. Supersonic's going to give us Confusion, which I obviously don't like, but as long as we can attack through the Confusion and land that Rock Throw, which we did not do. Well, let's see what we get here. That's a Bite. It's not going to do a whole lot for us, but we snapped out of the Confusion. Here comes the Rock Throw into the Zubat, and that's going to be enough to OHKO it. So nice work there from Edna to help clean things up. And I really should have gone to the Poké Center and healed up my team before heading into that. No matter, we ended up making our way through it well enough. So I'm pleasantly surprised with how well that encounter ended up going, given how ill-prepared we were for it. So, not bad. And today we are definitely going to make our way over towards Whitney's Miltank, because I have less the gym orders are changed around. That should be the next gym on our docket of things to do. So let's head into the Pokemon Center. Let's heal up our team, get everybody back up in their top fighting spirits. Yes, let's get everybody healed up, and then I'll catch up the next important or significant item we have. So stay tuned for that. Well, that was not something that I expected to have happen. Found an Abra on one of these routes, and I was debating on what I wanted to have fill some of the slots on my team. But I will definitely take an Abra amongst some of the other choices that we could have. It's a female Abra, so we're going to go ahead and call this one... let's go with Deborah. I think that's how Deborah's spelled, and if it's not, well, that's how I'm going to spell it. So... Deborah. So that's not so bad. And we're going to want to start doing some grinding and training that up as well. Here's a Drowsy that I am not interested in. So again, I'll catch up to you when something interesting happens. So I think I'm going to make another change to the team. I've just caught this Zubat here, and I think that Poison Flying is a better combination than Poison Ghost. So, despite the fact that I really like Gengar, and I would love to have a Gengar in this team, I just need someone who can pull a bit more weight, and Crobat would definitely fit that description. So we're going to go ahead and nickname the Zubat here. It's a male Zubat, so let's go with Zach. I think that's a good... name to have. And I don't that's what my select button was. So let's go with Zach. And I'm going to spell Zach Z-A-C-H. Let me know if you spelled Zach with a K in the comments. There's no wrong answers here for sure. But let's go ahead and put him in our box. And then we are going to want to head back out of this forest so we can add him to our party and start grinding him up as well, because there's going to need to be a lot of that. We've got another evolution happening here on the team. I think that this is only the second one as of yet, but we are now getting ourselves a Croconaw, which is pretty nice moving into the later stages of the game. And by later stages, I mean we're still fairly preliminary. But Timmy is now a Croconaw, and I don't know... No, he doesn't learn anything right on that level up, which is a little unfortunate. I was hoping for a stronger water power move. But we've got some more grinding to do before we're ready to waltz into Whitney's. So let's keep working on that. Alright, so here we are at Whitney's gym. I think some of my team is a little under-leveled to be here, but we've got some trainers that we can make our way through. to help beef them up. And the ones that I'm concerned about being too low of a level, I'm not overly concerned about them for the necessities of this fight. So we've got a Sentret coming out here. We've got our Zach, our Zubat, which should be able to take out the Sentret at the very least here. Now, Zach is not going to be the answer for the Miltank that we're going to have to face off against when we make our way up to Whitney, but I have other plans for getting around her there. So let's continue to make our way through these opposing Sentrets. Oh, nice flinch coming out there. And with any luck, we should take it out in 2 hits, which we did. Nice work there. And here comes a third Sentret from Victoria. This is a higher level Sentret. Its quick attack came out, but we've got some wiggle room here for sure. There's another bite. Looks like we've got a speed tie despite our level difference. And that Sentret has defense curled. Which means that if it quick attacks us, it's going to get some more damage in, but not enough to take us out. Here comes that final bite, and that's a nice amount of damage that we've been able to layer into Victoria there. So that's everything for her. Let's go ahead and make our way across this walkway down into the lower sections of the gym. It's a nice little layout, definitely a fun little upgrade or adjustment from the Gen 2 or the original versions of this gym for sure. All right, here comes our next challenger. We're going to pivot Zach out of here because I don't expect him to do a whole lot with his health, and I'd rather him get the experience for being in this fight. Now, I don't have anything that has super effective moves against these normal types, so we're just going to pivot over to Paula, or it's just Paula, not Paula, to get some more damage in here. We've got a Growl coming through, and that means that I don't necessarily feel as comfortable going for Metronome. I try and do some adjustments back and forth between. There's a Payday coming through, and here comes our Extra Sensory, which should deal more damage than it would otherwise, because it's not a physical move. Here comes another Payday. I should be able to live at least one more of those. Here comes our Extra Sensory as a response to that. And nice little rebuttal there to the Meowth. We should be able to live through one more of those, especially if it's going to go for Growl, because it's not going to affect my attack. And, or my special attack stat. That should be the clarifier there. So nice Extra Sensory there to get through the Meowth, and here comes a secondary Meowth, to which we're just going to continue to use our Extra Sensory. And maybe I should have used Yawn to give ourselves some additional wiggle room here, but we should be doing relatively well. Is it going to growl at me? It actually is. I wasn't expecting that because I thought that it would have seen a kill with either Payday or with Scratch there, so definitely an odd move from the AI there. And here comes the, well, what I was hoping would have been the final Extra Sensory, but it's not. That's okay. We should be able to pivot back over to Zach at this point. And if we go with Bite, oh, it's going to slash me first and actually take me out. So that's not particularly great. We'll back out and heal up between here. Let's send Deborah out. She's not going to be able to do anything in the fight, but we can get her some additional experience, which is good. Now let's pivot immediately over to Nancy, so we can get some additional damage in on the Meowth and take it out. Growl, of course, that's coming through, but we're going to Thunder Shock to get through the Meowth there. And it doesn't get paralyzed, but it was going down one way or another there. So, not the cleanest fight we've ever had. Fortunately, this isn't our Nuzlocke run. Nuzlocks are taking place on Fridays for now. So, since this is a Tuesday video, I'm not too upset about having lost some of my members of my team, because it just takes a brief walk back to the Poke Center to get my team back to where I want them. Now, there's still 2 more trainers in here that we've got to face off against before getting to Whitney. We could probably avoid some of them if we wanted to, but that's not the objective of this challenge, and I could frankly use some of the experience. So let's make our way down to the Pokemon Center and heal up our team. Honestly, I probably could have just used Abra to teleport there if I was thinking ahead, but we'll know better for next time. Alright, here is Carrie. She's just got 1 Pokemon. It's a Snubbull, which shouldn't be too terribly difficult, except for the fact that we just got intimidated. So on that note, we are going to pivot Zach out of here. We'll switch over to Paula. And that should give us enough room to at least get around the attack drop. And we're going to continue with the extrasensory, which is going to be the better method there, especially since we just got charmed by the Snubbull, and extrasensory is a special attack, so we can get around those attack drops that it's trying to put onto us. Nice work there. We'll go ahead and double down on the extrasensory. That's a bite. We didn't get flinched, which is good. And as we continue to layer through the Snubbull, it'll be interesting to see if we survive this bite. It looks like we do, but we ended up flinching, which isn't great. That's going to be Paula going down, which I'm not overly upset about. We knew that something like that could happen. So let's go ahead and bring Zach back out since he doesn't have the defense drop that we had from before. We'll answer with a bite of our own, which didn't really do anything there, but the scary face is going to prevent us. Oh, it doesn't prevent us from running. It cuts our speed. There's the charm, which I'm not eager about having to deal with. Hopefully this bite can do enough damage through that. It does not, so we'll bite 1 more time. And that will be enough to get through the Snubbull, which is actually somewhat better because it means that Zach, who I'm trying to put some more focus into, gets the full experience from this fight instead of having to share it with another member of the team. So, not the world's worst fight, but we're going to get this next trainer before we make our way up to Whitney. And here comes that last trainer. And let's see how well this fight goes for us. 3 Pokemon coming out here. We've got a Jigglypuff to start off with. And I think I'm going to Supersonic off the start here, and it missed, which is unfortunate. We got disabled, so we can't try Supersonicking again, but we can get a bite in to start chipping away at Jigglypuff. And that was a nice critical hit there, except for the fact that we just got put to sleep, which is not ideal necessarily. So we'll want to make our way through the remainder of this fight. I'm just going to leave Zach in and see how much more damage we can do once he actually wakes up. Still asleep on turn 2. Hopefully that doesn't last too much longer. Jigglypuff's just setting up defense curls, which I don't necessarily understand why it's going for that. That's turn number 3. Asleep, definitely unlucky. Here comes the pound. I was expecting that from a while before. Zach's finally woken up. Here comes the bite. That's enough for us to take out the Jigglypuff because no amount of defense curls it could have done would have helped us out. Here comes a secondary Jigglypuff, and let's see if we can get a Supersonic on this one. Oh, we're still disabled. So I can't use that. So we're just going to continue with our bites into the Jigglypuff there. Nice 1 hit there coming through. We've got no longer disabled coming through. Let's see if we can hit that Supersonic. We did. Now let's hope that Jigglypuff gets confused and doesn't retaliate. And it didn't retaliate, which is good. So if we bite here again, that should hopefully be enough to take it out, which it is. And I'm quite happy about that. Now, we are going to pivot Zach out here just so we can get the maximum amount of experience out of this fight, at least from what I'm hoping to. Let's bring Nancy in and see how well she can do against the Jigglypuff here. We got disabled, but we haven't attacked yet, so we're going to be okay. Here comes a Thunder Shock. That should do a fun amount of damage to the Jigglypuff there, which it did more than half. So if we land another Thunder Shock here, which we should be able to, especially because we're guaranteed to outspeed now with that paralysis on Jigglypuff. And that was actually quite a nice little fight, despite some of the mishaps we had with Zach falling asleep in the middle of that fight earlier on. So we're going to double back one final time, heal up our party so we are going in with the maximum amount of health possible before facing off against Whitney. All right, here's Whitney. And hopefully in this gen, I just genuinely don't remember. In Gen 2, she pitches a fit when she loses. I'm hoping that we're able to do pretty well against her here. She should only have 2 Pokemon, which she does. We've got Clefairy starting off here. Zach should be able to deal a decent amount of damage here. We're going to lead with the Supersonic Strat again, which unfortunately was a miss, and we missed again. She's going to double slap, which isn't the end of the world. It's not my first choice of what I'd like to get hit by. Let's Supersonic a third time, 3 times missing, which is not particularly great. There's another double slap and a second double slap. Come on. Land a Supersonic, Zach. There you go. You should have landed one on the second use, but 4 is fine as well, I suppose. Clefairy is confused. Let's see if she hurts herself at confusion. Nope, we're getting a metronome coming through, and splash. Of all the moves that could have landed on with the metronome, not the worst option. For us, anyway. It would have been really bad if that would have been our metronome landing there. She's confused. And double slap is still going to connect, which is, again, pretty unfortunate. And a critical hit on the second one and a third hit coming through. That's not nice. Let's get this bite in again here. And still confused. Hit yourself in confusion, please. Nope, she's going to metronome. And trump card. I have no idea what that is. But it hit us and it took us out, whatever it is. Never heard of that move before. We're going to go ahead and pivot over into Paula. Oh, nope, I didn't want to go into my bag there. So let's fight. Let's get an extra sensory off. And please hurt yourself in confusion. This time, nope, you're still going to hit me with a double slap. And I think this is a normal type move. It should be a normal type move. Please stop hitting me. 4 times, really? You're going to get all 5 hits. That's just rude. Okay, extra sensory coming out here. Hopefully that deals enough damage to take it out. It probably won't. We'll need to do a second one. And she super potions? That's not nice. That's really not nice. We're going to metronome of our own. It's no longer confused, but we've got their metronome coming out. Metal sound, I think that's a special defense drop, which I don't think that it's using any special attacks. Here comes a smoke screen from our own metronome. That's not terrible. I will take that accuracy drop on the opposing Clefairy. They've metronomed again to Leech Seed, which we avoided because of our thanks to our accuracy drop. There's a Crush Grip. I don't know what that is, but it wasn't a fighting type move, that's for sure. Metronome battle, if you will. Recycle coming through. They had nothing to benefit from that. Iron Defense, that I think should offset the, well, at least one of the defense drops that we had. Metronome Mist from the Clefairy. Grass Whistle. I don't know what that does. Puts it to sleep, apparently, which if I wanted to do that, I would have yawned. Let's get another metronome going off here. I probably should have switched over to extra sensory for some guaranteed damage. Grudge is going to come out and wants the foe to bear a grudge. We're going to pivot back over to extra sensory here, get some additional damage in, where we can guarantee it at least on this turn, hopefully for the next 2 turns, or 3, now that we know it's not going to do enough. Another guaranteed damage this turn, which is good. And if Clefairy can stay asleep for the next turn, that would be ideal. Here comes... Nope, not going to do it. Double slap. That's 1, 2... Please, accuracy drop. Play to my benefit here. I don't know if that's how it works. 4 times, I'll take that. Here comes our 3rd extra sensory, which hopefully is enough to take it out, which it is. Not bad. Now, here comes the problem, child. of today's episode and of this general run. It's the Miltank, which I don't particularly like. Yeah, you ain't losing. We'll see about that. We're going to try leading with Yawn. Hopefully Stomp doesn't KO. It doesn't, but we flinched. Stomp coming out again, that's going to be too much. Unfortunate play there. But if we switch over to Nancy now, we can set up a Thunder Wave, except for it's going to outspeed me. Please hit. Nope, you flinched. And it's going to stomp me again. Don't flinch this time. It got Effect Spored. Or, not Effect Spored, but Staticked. And it used its Lumberry, which got rid of the paralysis, but since we saw ahead to Thunder Wave, that is a secondary paralysis, so we were able to kind of circumnavigate that there. We'll see if we can get some additional damage in against the Miltank with some Thunder Shocks. It's got some pretty high defense, which is not great. Honestly, Geodude might be the answer here. Nice crit. That's a stomp. And assuming we move first and she doesn't use a potion, which of course she did, we were going to be able to get through that. Here comes another Thunder Shock, and we're just going to rinse and repeat these Thunder Shocks until Nancy goes down, which I'm fully expecting. Yep, there comes the Stomp to put us down. Unfortunate that that's the case, but we're going to pivot over to Edna now, because again, we're going to have some more success using Edna than we will other members of our team. And that's a Milk Drink, which hopefully only regains the health, which it does. We're going to go ahead and use Magnitude again. Here comes Magnitude 7, slightly stronger than before. And Stomp coming out, but we're still in a nice priority type area there. Another Magnitude 7 to deal some more damage. Milk Drink coming out again. This could go back and forth for a little bit. Give me a higher Magnitude. Another Magnitude 7. That's fine. It's damage at the very least. Here comes Stomp for a second time. Fortunately, we can't be charmed by this Miltank. Here comes a Magnitude 9. Is that going to be enough? It's not. And here comes the Milk Drink again from that Miltank. Maybe it was worth keeping Ghastly on the team to try and get rid of some of the... This is an infuriating fight. I know why everybody complains about this. Give me a Magnitude 10. That's Magnitude 5. That's, I think, the weakest Magnitude that we could have had. But we had a Paralysis kick in, which is nice. Magnitude 8, that's stronger than before. Not the strongest we've seen in this fight. And that's another Milk Drink. That's kind of infuriating. Okay, let's get another Magnitude. Magnitude 6. Not the end of the world. Critical hit coming through there. Here's a Stomp. This should be the end of the fight. Magnitude, anything other than 5, 8, that's going to be enough to take out this Miltank. Nice. Whitney, your Miltank is infuriating. But that's actually pretty good, all things considered. We were able to make our way through it. That's a decent chunk of change. Please... Oh, you are going to cry and freak out. Yeah, we have to come down here and... Apparently, we have to go back and talk to her now, because I didn't think that that was what it was before. Yeah, I need a badge. Jeez, that's... What a sore loser you are, Whitney. Especially for using outlandish strategies that you do. Okay, TM45, I think that's a tract. But I don't know. It's a tract. Which we didn't see her use, because fortunately we have a wide selection of female Pokemon in our party. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to leave, because you're just infuriating with the way that you handle yourself, or rather, the lack of how you do so. Let's make our way down towards the bottom here. But that's going to be everything that I wanted to do today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for the daily variety content. And I hope to see you in the next video and again later this week when we get back to our Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke. Or actually, I think it's a red Nuzlocke. Either way, it's a Nuzlocke from Gen 1, and it's bound to be a lot of fun. Thanks for your time, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.